What is up, everyone? I'm coming on here for a couple of plays for the day. Yesterday's YouTube video did just go ahead and hit right here, so please leave a like on the video for that. Really solid week, honestly. And I put together this graphic here, guys. So if you look at Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we have literally cashed 4 out of 5 days this week. Now, Wednesday, you got to take it with a grain of salt because I know a lot of people did take Bulldog at 13.5, so maybe they missed that there. But honestly, like, we've really only missed one entry that I've talked about, and it's Delight over. And again, it was just straight up the fact that I kind of bet on it for another reason than what ended up happening. And again, it's been a really solid week. We've had some discounts, and then we've also had some just straight up plays. And I do want to talk about these two entries in preseason because I feel like we're reading preseason extremely well. We always read football well. That's why we do so good in football, is because football is honestly sometimes, like, knock on wood, but it's easy to read a lot of times. I feel like a lot of times people bet on football that don't know what they're doing, and they'll just like bet on someone over and over and over again, right? And this is what I talked about yesterday with Shedeur Sanders, right? He had a really good game. He had an extremely good game. No one is going to argue that Shedeur Sanders had a really good game. Like, he had a great game. I told you guys yesterday, I'm a Shedeur Sanders believer. I like Shedeur Sanders. I think he's a good player. But his line at 155 was way too high, okay? He played 3 quarters. He played one of the best games that you can even think about playing in a preseason game. I mean, there's no rookie in the past 10 years that you would be like, 2 touchdowns for 138 yards. I don't know his completion percentage. Every single rookie in the past 10 years would take that game 100 times, right? And we go ahead and take him under just because this pass yard total was way too high for him right here. So we do go ahead and hit this here. Again, I got to give myself credit. It was a really solid call. It was way too high up at 155. Again, everyone has a number, right? If Patrick Mahomes, right? I think Patrick Mahomes, best player in the NFL. If Patrick Mahomes' passing yard total is like 450 yards, guys, we're going to take that under all day long, right? Everyone has a number, and everyone's, number, if it gets too high, we're going to take the under. It doesn't really matter the type of player they are. It's the same thing with Ashton Jeanty here. Ashton Jeanty, I told you guys that he probably will get like 3 or 4 carries. He ends up getting 3 carries for minus 20 yards. And really the theory there was he's the number 1 player on the Raiders offense already. He's not going to get the ball that much, and they're going to rest him, right? They'll maybe send him out for 1 series, whether he gets, 15 yards or 1 yard, whatever it is, they're just going to play him 1 series. It's going to be really hard for him to get 23 yards, and that's exactly what happened. So it's been a good week on this channel. VIP still running into some just like so close 3 out of 4s. What you'll see here is I actually took Shedeur Sanders earlier in the week at minus 125. I believe what happened is either Dylan Gabriel or Kenny Pickett got announced out not right after, but after I took this entry. So then his line shot up because everyone was like, oh, Shedeur Sanders is going to play all game. He's going to play the whole game or 3 quarters, whatever it is. He did end up playing 3 quarters. And on that last drive, that was off of a fumble or an interception. So I don't even know if it would have happened if that turnover didn't happen, but he gets one more drive. He gets a couple, I think he gets like a 15-yard pass, and he does end up going over for another 3 out of 4. So there's like 9 3 out of 4s in a row. But again, solid day overall, guys. We take Hans Sama over. His team sweeps them. They go 2-0. And you'll see here in League of Legends, right? I take guys under, I take guys over, I take guys under, I take guys over. And this is what is called correlation, right? I was going to go into this, but I feel like I talk about it all the time. But you'll end up seeing here that, like, for example, this game, which is a miss, right? We took IG versus JD Gaming. IG absolutely dominates the game. They go 2-0, which causes these guys to go way over, this guy to go under, and I thought the opposite was going to happen. But if you look over here, again, the kind of thing that I did think was going to happen ended up happening with BLG losing 1 game and we winning 1 game, and that means that this guy on we gets over his kill total and this guy goes under his kill total, right? I do just want to really quickly show this because, this was the game that we bet on Hans Sama. For this game, for example, it was 20-5. Okay, so this team on the left got 20 kills. This team over here got 5 kills. If we look at game 2, again, I told you guys that this was a minus 200 odds to get swept. And if you look at game 2, it was 17-0. So this team on the right here gets 0 kills. No one on their team got a kill or assist. And then this team over here on the left that we bet on, by the way, Hans Sama over assist, gets 17 kills, okay? So in 2 games, this team over here, this Team Heretics team, the TH, they get 5 kills in total in 2 games. The team that won got, 37 kills? So it was 37-5 over 2 games because of this team sweeping the game, okay? So that's how League of Legends works. Very correlated. You guys will see, everything is updated. I will say we also yesterday had some refunds, right? So I actually showed this one yesterday as a loss, but it does end up getting refunded. So got a little bit refund back. I believe someone got really critically injured in the
Lions and Falcons game. I didn't watch it, but obviously prayers out to that guy. I hope he is okay and he can recover. But you will see here our graph of the VIP guys. We're up 117 units over the summer since May 1st. We're up about 240 to 250 units in 2025, and then you will see last year we went up about 600 units using this exact same strategy, using football betting, using League of Legends esports betting, using Counter-Strike betting, and using correlation, right? Which pretty much means having two things go over together, right? So you'll see here, for example, I take unders together, and this is very correlated together. And then, for example, here I take overs together, and this is very correlated together. So you want to find things that make sense together, right? You want to have things that go green, green together or go red, red together at the end of the day, which is what I always talk about, all right? So let's get into today's entry. I do really like it again. I feel like we're reading the NFL really well, which is exactly how I would, exactly what I would expect from myself, because I feel like we do really good in NFL, and I feel NFL is a really, really great time to be a sports bettor, okay? Because there's just a lot of value on the board. So first and foremost, let's talk about this League of Legends line, because I do want to talk about this preseason line for quite a while. This Bwipo-inspired quad, it's really as simple as this team is very, very likely. This is like the number one team in the West, okay? So the number one team in Europe and United States is FlyQuest, and they are playing Lion, who is not that good, okay? So they are very likely even more so favored to sweep than the team that we bet on yesterday. And by the way, the game went 37-5, like I said yesterday, okay? So FlyQuest, very likely to sweep this game. I'm taking Bwipo inspired in quad, so 3 players on this team to go over 21 kills. I think it should probably be more like 23. Is this just a smash hit play where I'm like talking about this is an insane play, insane value? Honestly, no. It's not like some crazy value where it's like this should be 17 and it's now like 11 like it kind of was yesterday. But this is still a really solid play. And again, this team should 9 times out of 10 sweep Lion. And again, that's just going to mean a lot of kills for these guys, and these guys should go over their kill total. These are pretty much 3 out of 4 of the guys that are going to get most of the kills, okay? So we're pretty much betting on FlyQuest to win this game. We're betting on FlyQuest to get a lot of kills, and again, it's minus 250 that they are going to not just win the game, they're going to sweep them 2-0, okay? So that's the first play. Before I get into RJ Harvey, because I do kind of want to talk about him a lot, and also I'm going to rapid fire off some other plays I like. I do want to say, if you guys do want to get into the VIP, all you have to do is text me the word BOVADA to my number right here on the screen. I will get you guys in for 2 months free to my VIP, and I will actually Venmo you or Cash App you back $25 to sign up for BOVADA, because you're going to have to put 25 in, but once you do that, I'll pay you back, right? So it'll be completely free to you because I'm paying you back, obviously. And then if your state is right here in the red, you can go ahead and sign up for that. You can also text me the word better. You guys can text me the word rebet, and you guys can text me the word novig. Now, I forgot to add a screenshot of it, and I'll talk about it more tomorrow, but chalkboard, if you guys want to text me the word chalk or chalkboard, whatever that is, it is also legal in like 42 out of 50 states, so just go ahead and send it out there, and you'll probably be legalized. They are doing a promo right now where all you have to do is sign up, and you will get $20 into their app, okay? So I should have had a screenshot of it, but chalkboard right now is $20 completely free. No deposit. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to put in your credit card. I don't even think you have to verify it. You are literally getting a free $20 on Chalkboard, and they have a lot of good promos on Chalkboard, okay? So sign up for Chalkboard. Again, I'm sorry I didn't put a screenshot of it, but again, it looks something like this. It is available in a lot of states. Maybe something more like this is what Chalkboard looks like, but it's available in a lot of states. You'll get a free $20 today, and just text me the word chalk, okay? And I'll get you guys instructions for Chalkboard, all right? And all you have to do is literally make an account, and you will get $20 free, right? So super simple to do so. And let's go ahead and get into that RJ Harvey play. Again, if you want to text me and get into the VIP, that'll be down below, guys. All right, so the second play is going to be RJ Harvey to go under 9.5 receiving yards. Now, this is one of those plays where, like, of course, he could get 10 receiving yards in one catch, guys. Of course, that can happen. It's the same thing I said about Ashton Genty. Could Ashton Genty, in the 3 carries he had, break out a 30-yard run and go over? Of course he could do that, right? This is the NFL. These are players that are really capable and are good. But at the end of the day, in the preseason, I love taking unders, and especially this line is way too high for RJ Harvey over receiving yards, and I'll kind of get into why, right? If you look at RJ Harvey's Stats in college. You have to understand, he played for UCF, not a very good team. You'll see all the losses, the wins and losses. If you're a UCF fan, I apologize. I'm just looking at the wins and losses. The wins that they had were, some not so good teams, and then they lost to pretty much everyone else, right? He was the big man on campus on UCF. He got the ball 25 times a game, and he ran, and he kind of reminds me of almost like a Nick Chubb archetype, okay? He is not a pass catcher, is what I'm really trying to get across. If you look at his receiving totals, yes, of course, there's some games where he got, 2 catches for 31 yards, guys. But if you look at his receptions, he's getting between 0 to 2 receptions on a team where he is legitimately the whole team. Like, he is the whole team on UCF last year. If you look at someone, and we're going to be talking about Woody Marks later in today's video, but if you look at Woody Marks, who is not as good of a running back, but got drafted from USC as a pass-catching running back. If you look at Woody Marks' lines here, he's getting 4 to 5 receptions a game at USC because he is more of a pass-catch running back, and that is why they drafted him as a pass-catching running back. So these are kind of the stats that look like a pass-catching running back in the NFL. If there's one thing I can tell you guys about the NFL, actually, there's going to be a lot of things I can tell you guys about the NFL, but the NFL is all about specialization. They draft a lot of these people, especially in the second through fourth through fifth round, especially these running backs, to specialize. They draft a guy to pass block and run the ball. They draft a guy to catch the ball. They draft a guy to, be a bruiser type goal line back. Like, they draft for specialization. You hear about all these guys that are these first round picks, and it's because these guys, like a Justin Jefferson, for example, they can do a lot of things, right? Justin Jefferson can burn people down the field. He can run routes. He can run screen passes. He can probably even block pretty well, right? But these guys who are drafted more in these third rounds, in the late second, they're drafted to do things very specifically, okay? So we're going to be talking about that a lot too. And again, I want to show you guys just the difference between a pass-catching running back and a running back in the NFL. And again, you got to think about the specialization. So if we think about the play that we're going to take today, it's going to be RJ Harvey under 9.5 receiving yards. Now, if you think about even someone like a random NFL running back, like Isaiah Pacheco on the Chiefs, okay? That's like maybe, he starts, maybe he doesn't. His line a lot of games will be 9.5 receiving yards on the Chiefs playing the whole game. Now, if I didn't pull these screenshots up, but if you look at any game so far in the preseason, there's like 5 to 7 running backs playing on some of these teams. Okay, there is so many people. They're playing so many people. They're trying to get reps to so many people, trying to find some diamond in the rough that maybe they can keep on their roster. RJ Harvey getting 1 catch could happen, but again, even if he does get that 1 catch, maybe it's only for 3 yards, maybe it's only for 4 yards. Him getting 2 catches for like 5 yards each is like very, very unlikely, is pretty much what I'm trying to get across here, okay? So I really like RJ Harvey under here. Again, even some of the plays that he is in the game where Denver passes, he might even be the guy who just pass blocks. He might just be there for pass blocking, right? He is not a pass catching running back is the main thing I'm trying to get across, right? Now, I did say I was going to think about Woody Marks here, and Woody Marks is actually playing at 3 p.m., so he's playing this afternoon, but I like Woody Marks under rushing yards too. So I have a weird feeling that RJ Harvey, right when I post this, is going to be taken off the board and probably not come back, just because I don't see any other running backs on the board, right? There's it's weird that RJ Harvey's like the one running back on the board right now. So I think they're probably going to take RJ Harvey off. If they do, I like Woody Marks under rush yards. And it's for kind of the opposite reasons I talked about, right? He's a good pass catching running back. That's why they drafted him. He's a very mediocre between the tackles running type running back, okay? And again, these running backs just do not get that many opportunities. Now, another good one is Caleb Johnson under, for kind of the same reason why I like Ashton Genty. I think Caleb Johnson is going to be the number 1 running back. I think the Steelers know this, and I think they're probably going to play him for maybe 3 to 5 carries, and it's hard to get 22 yards and 3 to 5 carries, guys. That's just a fact, okay? I don't like this one as much as the ones I just talked about, because the Steelers are kind of a weird team in the preseason. Sometimes they try really hard and they put all their starters in, and it's just kind of a weird vibe there. So again, I like the other 2 plays, but if everything is taken off the board or something like that, Caleb Johnson under is also a really solid play. Of course, paired up with the League of Legends guys that I took. All right, so I know a long-winded explanation, but hopefully, guys, you can understand kind of the thought processes I go through to put some of these plays together. And again, I think the fact of even RJ Harvey getting 1 reception is probably 50-50, if not like 60-40. Now, the fact that he has to get 10 yards is like 70-30 or 80-20, okay? So even the fact of him getting 1 reception is probably like I would maybe even take him under on that, okay? But the fact that he needs to get 10 yards on top of that with a catch is also just on top of that really, really difficult to for him to do, okay? So again, I want to reiterate, we've been doing good this week on this channel, and could RJ Harvey get a random screen for 30 yards? Of course, guys, right? These are good players at the end of the day. They're NFL talent players. If there's space in front of him and he catches the ball, yes, he can run for 30 yards. It's, you know, it's a possibility, but I do really like this play to take, all right? So again, if you do want to get into the VIP, guys, we're going to be taking a lot of NFL correlation is really what I do. Things that go over together or under together, like receiving and quarterback passing yards. And you guys can go ahead and sign up for BOVADA. You guys can sign up for Chalkboard, for Better, for Novig, for REBET. I have a lot of apps you guys can sign up for and get 1 to 2 months free of the VIP. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in tomorrow's video.